Hello and welcome to our today's lesson. Today's lesson we are going to discuss on agriculture, economics and policy. My name is Mr. Mutai Cleophas and I'll be the one to discuss this topic. So we go straight to the topic of today. We start with the chapter outline. What are we going to get from this lesson? So the first course outline is agricultural economics and its scope, and number 2 is why do you have to study agricultural economics. So the agricultural sector has the following main areas. Number 1 is crop production. Number 2 is fruit production, that is pomiculture. Number 3 is forestry, which is silviculture. Number 4 is livestock production. Number 5 is poultry farming. And number 6 is beekeeping, that is apiculture. And number 7 we have fisheries. So these are some of the agricultural crops and fruits that most farmers are involved in. They cultivate. As you can see, we have the fruits. We do also have forestry, that is silviculture. As you can see, we have different types of forest. We have different type of trees. As you can see, some of them we have the cypress trees and etc. We also have livestock production. In livestock production, there is dairy farming, there is sheep farming, there is goat farming, there is also horse farming and etc. In poultry farming, we have the chicken. Chicken are they are reared for either meat or for egg production. We also have beekeeping. As you can see, one of the pictures is there is transport, there is packaging. We also have the processing by the bees, and we also have the harvesting there. We have the fisheries. We also have the fisheries. So let's go to the main topic of today, to the main subject of today, that is agriculture economics. So what is agriculture economics? Agriculture economics is a branch of economics in which the principles and methods of economics are applied to the agricultural industry. Agricultural economics bring under discussion those principles which are concerned with the problem of farmer, such as what to produce, how to produce, how much are you going to produce, and how are you going to sell your produce, so that the farmer can earn maximum net benefit and from which all the people of the society get benefit as a whole. So agricultural economics can also be defined as the knowledge and art of cultivating the soil of the land. According to Goodwin, agricultural economics is the study of allocation of the scarce resources among those competing and alternative uses found in the production, in the processing, distribution, and consumption of agricultural commodities. The problem of scarcity has the vital importance in agricultural economics too, because land is limited and it is impossible to increase land with the help of human efforts. Keeping this fact in mind, the land should be utilized in such a way that we obtain the maximum production from it that results in the satisfaction of human beings. What are some of the objectives of studying agricultural economics? Number 1, to learn the general economic laws that describe rational human behavior in the production, processing, distribution, and consumption of agricultural product. To master the basic economic principle that should be applied in the rational management of business in agriculture. Another objective is to examine and analyze typical economic problems confronting the managers of individual agricultural businesses. Another one is to explore the economic factors of production with particular emphasis on natural resource use and the problem of environmental integrity. Another objective, to appreciate the importance of international trade to the agriculture sector and the role of agriculture sector in the world food situation. When we now go to the scope of agricultural economics. So the scope of agricultural economics is extended to the following. Number 1, economics of agricultural production. In agriculture economics, we study about agricultural produce. In this respect, we study the following. What are the properties of the farms? Whether their sizes are economic or non-economic. Whether farmers produce for themselves or for the market. That is for commercial purposes or for only consumption. Another one is whether the farmers are risk takers or they are evading risks. Agricultural economics study the economics of land protection. We observe why lands are prey to waterlogging and salinity and that how they can be protected. Another scope is problem of agricultural sector and remedial measures. In agricultural economics, we will study in detail the problem in various areas of agricultural sector like why per hectare production of the crop is low, why the share of forest is declining, why fisheries is contributing to low GDP, what are the problem of livestock, and etc. Moreover, we will suggest remedial measures for the various problems of agricultural sector in order to increase the agricultural production to increase its contribution to GDP. Another scope is agricultural credit. In case of developing countries, the peasants, mostly farmers, are mostly poor. They are in need of finance, both for consumption and production. Therefore, in agricultural economics, we will study agricultural loans, their nature, their use, their need, their sources, and their proper utilization. Another scope is agricultural marketing. In agricultural economics, we will study the kinds of markets, the prevailing methods of sale in agricultural markets, the function of agri-markets, problems of agricultural marketing, the standardization of agricultural products, and the transportation of agricultural products. Moreover, we will also study the role of cooperatives and government to deal with the problem of agricultural markets. And number 5, or another scope of agricultural economics, is demand, supply, and prices of agricultural goods. In agricultural economics, we analyze the demand for, supply of, and prices of agricultural goods. In other words, all the economic concepts of economic theory like demand, supply, price, elasticity of demand, elasticity of supply, price controls, support prices, and subsidies are well applicable in the case of agricultural economics. In addition to this, we analyze the statistics regarding economic variables and trends concerning the production of crops, livestock, sizes of farms, and volume of population, and etc., as they all influence the demand and supply of agricultural goods, and etc. So in the infographic below, as you can see, we have the price on the y-axis and the quantity on the x-axis. This is how the supply and demand behave in the market. When the supply is low, the demand is high, and when the demand is low, the supply is high. Another scope is agricultural policies and programs. There exists a greater uncertainty in agricultural sector as there are big fluctuations in the output and prices of agricultural products. This badly affects the poor peasants and small farmers. In such state of affairs, government will devise policies regarding farms. As the government set minimum procurement prices for agricultural products, the government purchases agricultural goods. The farmers are provided with subsidies. The seeds, fertilizers, and water are provided also at lower prices. And that is the end of our today's lesson. Thank you for your cooperation.